Good morning, Internet. Good morning, Sonic Matter and Mastering Vast users. This is Poser P, and I'm here today to present the PK3 Mugg. The name, of course, is a play on words based on a rather popular vintage synthesizer. In this case, this particular synthesizer wandered down a dark alley and stuff happened to it. So, first of all, I want to show you the control layout. Now, I have my BCR2000 over here hooked up to my PC3 61, and it's just sending MIDI on channel 1. All the encoders that you see that have their buttons lit, they all send MIDI messages to the PC3, and the PC3 responds to them. So what I've done is I've created a program that essentially encapsulates all of the control logic and everything else related to a synthesizer. So this particular synthesizer has 3 oscillators, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you more or less how this program works. So first of all, you come into the PC3 and you load up your program. So I've got my program loaded up here, 1028 PK3 Mugg. Now, when I first play this program, there's no sound. Alright, so nothing's happening right now. So what I need to do is I need to come in, and the first thing I need to do is raise the filter. So what I'm raising right now is filter cutoff frequency. The filter is always engaged, and this main cutoff controls cutoff frequency for all 3 oscillators. Alright, so now I'm going to turn up the volume on the very first oscillator, which you can hear there very nicely. Alright, now each oscillator has 2 basic controls. One is coarse tuning. Okay, that's what this knob does here, as I have it assigned on my particular MIDI controller. So we'll put it about there. There we go. C4. Okay, so this knob over here, this is, as you can guess by hearing it, wave shape. Now this wave shape knob, its purpose is to determine what sort of waveform this oscillator is going to produce. So fully off, or all the way to the left here, you've got a saw wave, and as you go through the range of the knob, you get more towards a triangle wave. There is a bit of a saw wave there in the attack that you can hear. That's something that I need to figure out. It's kind of a programming glitch when you use a fun to basically shorten the necessary travel of the knob. But anyway, it's more advanced stuff. We'll get to that later. But for now, just know that you got a triangle wave, saw wave, and then when I click past that point, I'm now using a square wave, and this adjusts the pulse width of the square wave. Okay, so we've got our basic square wave, triangle wave, saw wave. It's all sort of continuously variable. Okay, now the next thing that we have is the main mix control. This controls the volume relative to the other oscillators. Okay, now we've got a filter cutoff and resonance. This can add up to 24 decibels of resonance to any particular sound. So you can get quite extreme, and the PC3 actually has a lot more. It can add up to, I believe it's like 60 decibels of resonance. Anyway, for our purposes, I'm going to we'll back it off just a bit, raise this. Now, these knobs over here are basically global controls, okay? So they control stuff for all 3 oscillators at the same time. Now, internally, each oscillator is actually hooked up to its own filter, so even though I'm controlling it here with one set of knobs, I have 3 independent filters that are operating at any particular time. So let me bring in now oscillator number 2. Okay, I'm going to tune it up here. Now, these 2 oscillators are a bit different because this middle knob does something. In this case, what the knob does is tuning, so I'm going to demonstrate that. go up to a fifth for that nice prog rock sound. Very cool. Anyway, so now let me show you the filter envelope. So this is the envelope control. This determines how much of this particular envelope is being applied to the sound. So let me lower the cutoff frequency. Okay, so at its fastest, this envelope has 0.1 seconds of attack, 0.2 seconds of decay, and 0.2 seconds of release. So I'm going to lengthen out the release time. I'm going to lengthen the decay time. And bring this resonance down just a bit. There we go. That's very nice. Okay. Let me lengthen out the attack time a bit. There we go. So you get that nice wow sort of sound. Okay, let me go ahead and bring in oscillator number 3 here. So I'm going to leave it where it is. It's a nice subwoof. Alright. Let me show you now the amplitude envelope. Now, with this switch on, there's no amplitude envelope that's being applied. It's on, it's off. I'm going to turn the switch on now. There we go. I had to, when you first fire up a patch like this, sometimes you have to hit a control a couple of times to get the sense lined up between the controller and the PC3. So I turned it off and turned it on again to make sure that the PC3 knew, okay, this is the envelope off, this is the envelope on. There we go. Okay, so let me increase the attack, increase the decay, increase the release. There we go. Yes, very nice indeed, and I have terrible keyboard skills, so yeah, that's why I like to program, because I kind of suck at actually playing. Alright, so with that, that basically completes my demo here. Oh, I just want to show you something real quick. What I've done here on the BCR is I've set this up so that I have some global control. Okay, so among the global controls I have volume. Okay, so this turns volume up and down. I have panning, so I can pan my sound. And I bet some people are probably wondering if this is going to be coming or not. I'm going to turn off the envelope here. This is portamento. Now the nice thing about the BCR is you have these click knobs. They can both turn and they can click. So I just turned it off. Beautiful. There you go. You gotta love it. Alright. And that concludes this demo of the PK3 Mugg. This is going to be available for free download on the sonicmatter.com website, also on Mastering Vast and elsewhere on the internet. Also check out my blog. That's pc3nerd.blogspot.com. I have a whole bunch more synthesizers like this planned. This is like a really simple version. And I'm going to be doing more like drum machines, emulations of like the TR-808, the 909, and all that kind of good stuff. The PC3 is a really advanced keyboard. It's far beyond anything that anybody else has created thus far, in my opinion. And I think that it has quite a bit of potential to do things like we're doing here, where we're using the keyboard and a single program in the keyboard to emulate an entire synthesizer. Alright, thanks a lot, and I will see you next time.